What's up? In this video I'm gonna just quick go over how to drop in some email servers and have them work in Packet Tracer. What we're gonna do is we're going to add an email server here next to the web server we already have. We're going to make that for the domain test.com, just like the web server. And we're also going to add another email server over here next to our bitch.tits web server. And we're going to give that the domain name of bitch.tits. Now, in the end, these hosts over here are going to set up an email account with our email server, pull their own email addresses, and then they'll be able to send email between each other. And once we set up the other server, then I'll show you how to get two email servers to work, where if this host wants to send a message to somebody over here, which by the way, these are all going to have an email account in the bitch.tits domain. So if this guy wants to send a message to a bitch.tits address, then we're going to show how to set that up, which I'll just tell you right now, we're going to put in some DNS entries so it'll resolve to their email server. So let's just get started here. I'm going to drop in another generic server device up here right next to the web server, rearrange this little area so they fit, and do the same thing. Whoa, don't want to grab that. Down here, just add in another server, and we'll cable that up. I'll just use auto cable for the hell of it. I don't think we have any more interfaces on this router. We're gonna have to come up with something here. Let's move this guy down to this switch and auto cable him. So we're still gonna use the same domain and all of that. It's just gonna be hanging off a different network down here. So let's go to the desktop and give it an IP address. I'll just pull it from DHCP because I can. After a spanning tree, of course, gets finished doing its damn shit. We're going to reconfigure all these switches in a later video when I actually set up a bigger VLAN lab and look at spanning tree. We'll eventually change these to rapid spanning tree and put port fast on them, but don't worry if you don't know about that stuff yet, because I'll show you later. So let's pull DHCP on our bitch tits one. Bam. Alright, we got the address of 2.14. We're going to go into services, email service. It's on by default. I'm going to give it the domain name of bitch.tits. And we're going to create a user. So we'll just do user1 with a password of user1. Add that. User2, user2, and we'll do 3 users. User3, user3. And I'll go ahead and rename this to email BT for bitch tits, or British Telecom, whichever you really want to think about. This DHCP 3.11, yay, we've got our address, services email on, give that test.com, user1, user1, user2, user2, user3, user3. Okay, so our email servers are set up. Now, I'll give this guy a name too. Email test. Now what we can do is just go ahead and go to one of these hosts, bring up the email app here, and give him a name, user1. His email address is going to be user1 at test.com. And his incoming email server is going to be this guy, email T server that we put in there. So 3.3.3.11, 3.3.3.11, and his username that we configured, which is user1, and his password is the same thing. So we'll save that, and we'll just hit the receive button. Receive mail success. So now we know that it's talking between this email server that we set up. Now, I'll show you another, I think, simpler way to do this. We'll go into the DNS server and we're going to put in the domain name of test.com and give that the address of the email server. Add that to our DNS database. Do the same for bitch.tits, which I forgot that address. Just look at that real quick. 10.10.2.14. whoops, 10.10.2.14. Add that. So this time, whenever the this email server gets a message for a different domain than it's configured for, it's going to consult with the DNS server to try and find where that domain is located, which the domain will just be the bitch.tits and test.com. So let's set up this guy for host or user 2. His name is user2. Email address is user2@test.com. This time, instead of putting in the server IP, we're just going to put in test.com as the incoming and outgoing mail server, and the username of user2 with password of the same. Now if we hit receive, DNS resolving name test.com by querying shit. So remember that one video where I didn't put this guy to pull DHCP? Said I'd come back and fix it later, and never did. So let's just configure this guy back up. 254 was his default gateway, and the DNS server address is 10.10.4.1. Now obviously if we had this guy pulling DHCP, we wouldn't have to manually put that in, but I decided not to give him DHCP. Okay, receive. Now it's resolving test.com by querying DNS server 10.10.4.1. And if we configure the DNS server right, we should get a receive mail success. Hopefully I did it right. Yep, right there, receive mail success. So we're talking to our server down here by using DNS. Now if I just do a compose a message from user2 to user1@test.com, subject, hey, what's up? Server not what? It's a fucking weird error. I have no idea what's going on there. Let's try to send an email from user 1 to user 2. Huh. Did we misconfigure email over here? No, both of them are on. I don't think our domain name took. I might have forgot to hit set. Let's just make sure this one's the same. No, that one's there. Okay, so I think the problem there was I forgot to hit set on the domain name for our test.com email server. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go, it worked. So that's what happens when you don't configure a domain name on your email server. You get that shit. I've actually never had that happen before. But we learn. Cool. So if we go to user 2, exit out of that shit, and we do a receive, here we go, we've got our email from user 1, what's up? And we can reply whatever. It's cool. So now if we want to go between that and BT, we've already got these set up, and we've already configured DNS. So as soon as we get some users in here, we should be able to send email traffic between the two domains. User 1, I almost typed in my own email address there. Bitch.tits is the incoming, and bitch.tits as the outgoing. Username user 1, password user 1. Save, receive, success. Alright, so let's compose a message to user2@test.com. Hey, yo 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 yo. Alright, send success. Let's go to our user 2 host over here. Receive. Bam, there we go. So, that is how you set up email. Quick and easy. Just configure a server for the email service, add in some usernames, put the domain names in your DNS server, and just set the host up, and pretty much that's all you need to do. As long as your network is routing correctly between the DNS server and your email servers, then you shouldn't have an issue. Unless you're like me and forget to hit set next to your domain name. So that is all there was in that video. Next video, I'm going to try to make a switching one soon. Probably add some more networks down here, or at least a big network to show off some switches. But I'm not sure. Might make another quick video. It just depends on how much time I have. But thanks for watching.